So tonight's the night of Money in the Bank, and it only has four matches on the card at the time of recording. That may have something to do with the fact that the build has been a bit meh. And to be fair, since WrestleMania, I mean, people would argue that before WrestleMania the build was a bit meh, but it's not been great all that much since WrestleMania storyline wise. I would say there's just something missing at the moment. I don't know what it is. But it could also have something to do with the fact that we've got the Worlds Collide event on the same day as well. But I feel like there should be more matches on the Money in the Bank card. I think a pay per view like the Royal Rumble or a PLE like the Royal Rumble, you can get away with four matches on the card because you've got two huge matches in there with the Royal Rumbles. Yes, the two Money in the Bank ladder matches are huge as well, but not nearly as big as the Royal Rumbles. But without further ado, let's get into the predictions for Money in the Bank, starting off with the match that is touted to open the show, which is the women's Money in the Bank ladder match between from top left to bottom right. We've got Stephanie Vaquer, recently promoted from NXT, of course, Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Naomi, Rhea Ripley, and Julia. And then, of course, I think Stephanie Vaquer is doing double duty, if you like, in the Worlds Collide event as well, as is Chad Gable / El Grande Americano. But in terms of who should win this match, I'm pretty worried that they'll go with Rhea Ripley. I think they've only just taken her out of the world title picture, which, not to mention the fact that neither of the two women's world titles are being defended on this show, which is a shame. Well, none of the world titles are being defended, actually. There's only one title defence on the show, which is a shame as in and of itself. But I don't think Rhea should win the match. I think there's a good chance she will. I just think that you don't need to put her in title matches at this point. You've only just got her out of the picture. I think the right move here would be Stephanie Vaquer just to capitalise on her popularity. But will they go for that? Will they pull the trigger straight away? I don't know. So I am going to go for a Rhea Ripley prediction, even though I believe that would be the wrong winner. I am going to go for Rhea Ripley. On to the Women's Intercontinental Championship match between Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch. This rivalry, I don't know if it's just because I think the WWE's build as a whole for a lot of matches has been a bit meh since WrestleMania. That's not to say that we can't have good matches, of course, with a bad build. It's just, I don't know, there's something missing at the moment, in my opinion. Let me know if you guys disagree, or if it's just because I'm kind of over Becky Lynch that I'd not really been on board with this feud at all. I don't think that it should have continued after their last match, or it needed to continue after their last match, unless you're going to go for the three matches with each other, which I don't really want to see, to be honest. Lyra Valkyria came away looking really strong after the last match with Becky Lynch. And I think it wouldn't really make sense to go back on that and have Becky win. So I am going to predict a Lyra Valkyria retention here in Becky Lynch, hopefully to finish with this feud afterwards. On to the men's Money in the Bank ladder match between LA Knight, Penta, Andrade, Solo, Sikoa, Seth Rollins, and El Grande Americano. I mean, I think in this one, again, in terms of the lineup in it, obviously it should be a really good match with who's in it. But, I like it when you've got so many people that could potentially win it, that it's unpredictable. It could be anybody. I think here you've got maybe three potential proper candidates that could win it. I'd be very surprised if Andrade won it. He's the least likely for me, I think. And again, for El Grande Americano / Chad Gable, as much as he's great, don't see him winning. Penta, I think it would surprise me if they put it on him. To be honest, I think he's more likely to win an IC or US title before that. So then that brings us to the three competitors who could potentially win it. We have LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Seth Rollins. Of those three, the one I would the least likely to see win it, to be honest, is Solo. I think since his feud with Reigns has come to an end, he's been kind of floundering. Jacob Fatu is the star of that faction for sure. And Solo just kind of feels out of the blue in this match, in all honesty. So I think he's the least likely of the three to win it, although there is a chance that they could put it on him. LA Knight and Seth Rollins. I think, despite the fact that Seth has won the Money in the Bank ladder match before, I think he will win it again here, whether he gets the help from his cronies or not. I think, booking sense wise, it wouldn't make sense for them not to get involved in the match and for Seth to win the Money in the Bank ladder match, and he very well could cash in on the same night to take it off Jey Uso. He, of course, had the altercation with Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso on SmackDown, so there is the potential for that to be the case. So I'm going to go for a Seth Rollins win here, and I wouldn't be as disappointed in it as a Rhea Ripley win. I think Seth, of course, it's been pretty much well over a year since he was world champion. So, and I think if you're going to have him feuding with Reigns or Punk in the future, then you could have a world title involved in it. That being said, you know, Punk and Reigns could get involved to cost Seth in this match, and then it could be someone else. But I think not in this case. Seth Rollins to win the Money in the Bank briefcase. And on to what is being touted to close the show. We have John Cena and Logan Paul versus Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. Cody Rhodes' first proper match since his return after his defeat to John Cena at WrestleMania. Cena's heel run in general, I don't think has gone the way that it was supposed to. And I don't think that's anybody's fault but TKO and The Rock making decisions whether he's supposed to show up or not. You know, The Rock done an interview after WrestleMania saying that he wanted the spotlight to be on John, but then why were you involved in his heel turn in the first place? You didn't have to be. And then storyline wise, for him not to have shown up since then, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And as good as Cena is on the mic, I think that his promos have felt very samey since he turned heel as well. So it's not been as great as it could have been so far. We've had, obviously, 17-time World Championship, brilliant. The Royal Rumble, going through his retirement run so far, whether he's been heel or not. The Royal Rumble, everybody wanted to see him win. Jey, of course, won that, and that was a bit of a disappointment, even though it was a surprise result. Cena won the Chamber, good Chamber match. And then, of course, he turned heel, which was mega news. The match with Cody at Mania, disappointing for a couple of reasons. The match itself was a bit lethargic, it seemed like. Last match of a WrestleMania card that was very good up until that point as well. Travis Scott getting involved instead of The Rock. I mean, okay. I hope he doesn't get involved in this one, and then it sets up a triple threat at SummerSlam between Travis Scott, Logan Paul, and John Cena, and Jimmy J and Cody, or maybe getting Bad Bunny involved or something like that. I don't know. Then you go on to Cena's match with Randy at Backlash. Thought it was great, although the finish was a wee bit skew-whiff. As well as his WrestleMania match as well was a bit of a dodgy finish. And then the R-Truth one, you know, as much as I think I would have liked to have seen John Cena versus R-Truth on telly, rather, which I suppose it was with Saturday Night Main Event. The tag match, though, the fact that neither of the world titles are being defended on the card, it's a bit disappointing. How is this going to go? I mean, it could go either way. You could have the heels winning and then Seth cashes in, or whoever cashes in on Jey after the match. You could have Cody and Jey winning, or you could have absolute shenanigans. To be honest, I didn't want to see this match. I don't know a lot of people that did want to see this match. I'd have much rather, you know, we've got John Cena versus AJ Styles, or John Cena versus CM Punk or something like that in the build-up for his retirement match. We still could get that, of course. I'm going to lean towards it being a no contest and a dodgy finish. Something happens. They've main evented it for a reason, so I think something is going to happen. Overall, though, I think the WWE at the moment, it needs some shot in the arm for something to bring it up. Money in the Bank is supposed to be like the unofficial Big Five pay-per-view, and it doesn't feel that way for me this time around. You know, I was at Money in the Bank in London a few years ago, and it was, to me, that was a great event. great build to it as well. Obviously, main evented by Roman Reigns and Solo versus the Usos was fantastic. So, I just feel like the WWE needs something. If you agree with me, let me know. If you disagree, let me know as well. I will be giving my reaction to Money in the Bank, whether later tonight after the show finishes or tomorrow morning. If you are new around here, please consider liking and subscribing and checking some of the other content out on the channel. We are very, very close at the time of recording to 19,000 subscribers, which is absolutely magnificent. Please consider checking out some of the other content on the channel. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheerio.